Right?
Live.
That's fair.
Wasn't the pastor he is, though.
Yeah, that's true. Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Transition Takes, the show that is on average taller than Bryce Young. Nah? True?
On average, yeah. On average, we're the size of a normal quarterback.
Taller than Bryce Young. This episode is always sponsored by DUBBY, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. You can use code XMason at checkout for 10% off your order today. Alex, get off my dock. You're going to put some shit on there. Today's show, as every show in the NFL season, is absolutely loaded, so let's assume Devin is good and get into the show. We're going to start off by talking about some 1 and 2 teams. A lot of teams that were deemed to be contenders at the beginning of the season, or in the off season, are 1 and 2. Dallas, San Francisco, Baltimore, Chicago to some, Atlanta, and even playoff teams from last year such as Cleveland, Miami, and the Rams. They're all 1 and 2. Devin, which of these 1 and 2 teams has the best chance of turning their season around?
The Niners.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Avengers.
I wish I could say a different team, but they do.
I have no faith in Dallas. Baltimore's defense is trash, and their O-line is iffy. The Bears' offensive line is garbage. The Falcons don't have enough talent. Cleveland isn't good. Miami.
Now, if 2 is healthy, I would maybe say Miami.
Yeah,
but they don't.
If the Rams can stay afloat until their guys come back, I think the Rams are a viable answer.
I wonder how much division, because if they play any more division games, they're gonna probably lose the rest of the division games without those guys.
It's quite possible. I mean, their whole line is gone, and their 2 best receivers are gone.
But the Avengers couldn't beat them.
Yeah, well, they are missing some of their Avengers.
Yeah.
When some of the Avengers are gone, Brock Purdy doesn't win. Simple and true. Yeah, it's been a weird year, man. There's really, 2 teams that you can say definitively are good? The Chiefs and the Bills.
Hey, my Josh Allen MVP pick.
No, it's looking really good. He's the favorite right now.
He should be. He's like the only one with no turnovers at this point, right?
He has 1 fumble, but he has no picks.
And he has like almost 10. He probably has 10 total touchdowns.
Josh Allen's killing it. But they're always a September champion, so we have to see how it continues. All right, moving on. I made this segment before Monday Night Football when Jaden Daniels.
I was just looking at it. I was like, there's only two of them starting right now, right?
Caleb
and Jaden.
Jaden and Bo.
Oh yeah, Bo.
But you know what? We stuck with it. Jaden Daniels had one of the best one of the best games by a rookie ever.
Yeah.
But outside of that, for the most part, the once loaded rookie class has struggled very badly. Caleb has struggled. Bo Nix just recently started to actually look like he belonged on the football field. Jaden hadn't thrown his first touchdown pass until Monday. So they had all struggled.
None of them did till this week.
Yeah. Penix hasn't played a game. JJ is missing the entire year. Biggest reason for the quarterbacks struggling this season, the rookie quarterbacks.
I mean, they're not playing easy teams. None of them have, really. And I think they're all young, and quarterbacks, even like the old heads, are saying they're just getting rushed into it at this point.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are just saying you just should sit that quarterback behind a vet for a year, and it's panned out in the past. Maybe that's the new move with that stuff.
I think Bo doesn't have a team around him, so he's just.
Well, Bo should start right away because how old he is.
Yeah, Bo doesn't have a team. Caleb doesn't have an O-line and is trying to do too much, thinking it's still college, and Jaden
has no defense.
He has no Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden has no defense and was kind of just doing what he was asked to do. I think Jaden has been the best every single week out of all of them.
He's not turning the ball over. That's good.
Yeah. But and Dallas, that looking at it from a Cowboys lens, they struggle really bad against mobile quarterbacks, so that'll be fun. Not that I really care anymore. I set myself up so beautifully. I talked crap about them all off season, so I just.
And the one week that you wanted to talk good, we couldn't get an actual F-odd out.
Yeah, I killed that one.
But the whole hating mobile quarterbacks thing and them sucking against it sucks because they play 6 times a year.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Jones is technically a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, but Dallas murders them.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It's just he can run.
And Jalen can't throw, so.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. All right, we're going to get into recapping week 3, starting off with The Patriots at Jets. For decades, the Patriots had owned the Jets, but now have lost 2 straight to the former little brother. Rodgers had his best game in years, throwing for 281, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Did Aaron Rodgers and the Jets silence the doubters?
To an extent. It is still the Patriots, but they did fight hard the first 2 weeks, so that's a good sign. Also, that throw that Rodgers made to Garrett Wilson was in. Did you see that?
Right in front of Gonzalez?
Yeah. And Christian Gonzalez has been a top corner this year, and he just put it in the perfect spot. But that chemistry is going to continue to build.
I mean, if that throw is even slightly off, it's a pick six the other way. So that's...
and Rodgers, the good thing, looked very mobile in this game as well.
Yes.
Like, he was running.
Was the biggest thing.
Yeah, he was able to run, evade pressure. Him and Allen Lazard still have that connection. Like, hey, he's going to play 10 yards off you on 3rd and 1. I'm just going to throw it to you.
Yeah.
Like, and then Mike Williams is starting to get inserted into the offense. If he could stay healthy, that's somebody that Rodgers can just say, F it, he's down there.
Yeah, they're talking about trading for Devontae, which would just be insane.
That'd be sick, dude.
I mean, if they did, dude, they better win it this year because their franchise is screwed after this year.
Would Hassan be traded in that, you think?
I don't know, man.
It'd definitely be some draft picks, maybe.
The problem for Hassan is he's older at this point.
He's he's like 30.
Like, he needs to be playing.
But can you imagine Hassan on that defensive line? Too bad it's the Raiders, but like Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, and him.
The Raiders are just an absolutely
They need a quarterback,
franchise.
dude.
Yeah, they do. But the problem is that, like, they get rid of Minshew and put in Aiden O'Connell. Like, he's not the answer either.
No.
I don't think they necessarily silenced the doubters. They did for now. But let's see how they play against an actual NFL team.
Next week is next week the Vikings game? Is it this week?
No, because the Vikings play the Packers.
Oh, okay, so it's in 2 weeks. Got it.
Where in the heck? There.
Yeah, right there.
Is.
Yeah, I saw it. They're playing the Packers.
Jets,
Browns. No, Broncos. Broncos.
Jets, Broncos. Yeah, they're playing another team that's not an NFL team.
But they won.
I don't care. They got the one NFL team they've played, they got slaughtered. So I need to see them against a good team before I think they silence everyone for good.
Which is probably that Vikings game.
Yeah.
And dude, that's gonna be interesting because you got one of the smartest defensive coordinators against probably the smartest quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I would probably take the Vikings, but we'll talk about that different day. Next we got never mind. Should Drake May be the starter moving forward?
If they had no line, I would say yes.
Dude, I feel bad for Brissett.
That
man was getting pile driven into the center.
The first 3 drives, he had no time. Like, I swear, I turned around, hiked the ball, 3 people in his face.
And for a pass rush that had been struggling for the first 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden,
and no line that's been playing up.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know, man. I mean, if you're not going to play the guy who's better, then you shouldn't have drafted him, like if your team's not ready for him. But he's just going to get killed, and he might lose his confidence.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm saying, if they had a competent O-line,
it's a really tough one.
They don't even have weapons for him either.
No,
don't Bryce Young him, dude.
Moving on, the Giants went to Cleveland. Malik Neighbors continues the stellar start to his rookie campaign as the Giants went into Cleveland and handled the Browns. Should the Browns turn to Jameis Winston? Yes.
They probably should. I wish I could say no, but that offense, I don't know if it's all Deshaun or if it's the system or what it is.
It's not the system. Stefanski's a good coach.
Yeah, I don't think it's all Deshaun, but I don't think it's the system. I don't know what it is.
He said something today. Someone asked him if
Deshaun did?
If he thinks he should start using his legs more, and maybe that could unlock the offense. And he said he's not a running back. That's not a part of his game. Like, bro, do you not remember Houston? Like,
I mean, to be fair, he didn't run a lot. He was more just escaping pressure, and it was his last resort.
Yeah.
But still, I think he needs to run more. Like, it doesn't help, though. I feel like he is getting a lot of pressure on him, like D-line, but they probably should turn to Jameis.
I think his confidence is completely gone.
Yeah.
And I think he's, like, kind of ashamed of himself for the whole allegation stuff. I think he's just, like, a shattered man, unfortunately.
Like, you see flashes here and there, but then the next play, he'll throw a pick.
Right. I think they should turn to Jameis. But
Probably.
can Daniel Jones prove he is the quarterback of the future?
No.
No, he can't. What are we looking at over there, Alex?
So,
What are we looking at?
apartments.com, baby.
You getting an apartment?
Hopefully soon.
Breaking news. What's the address?
What's the zip code? Daniel Jones is a Malik Neighbors merchant.
Yes. Yeah, no. Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback, and I think he'll be benched pretty soon. They don't want to have the injury
Unless they
clause
start
kick
winning
in.
every game like that. What a few years ago, just winning stupid games that they shouldn't
Yeah.
win.
I think even at that point, they'll look for any reason.
Yeah.
Like, even any reason they can.
He shows up in the injury report for a broken toe, he's done. He's not playing.
Because he has to be able to pass a physical, otherwise his money becomes guaranteed.
Yeah.
What if the player just, phonies the physical?
That'd be hilarious.
But can they do that? Do they have,
I'm sure they
stuff in place to make sure that doesn't
I'm
happen?
sure he can somehow fake it, or not fake, but fail a physical. But that's not for me to worry about.
No, it's not. And I kind of want them to keep Daniel because it just assures Dallas 2 more wins every year.
And it assures nobody extra in the hunt for the Cardinals.
There you go. Eagles at Saints. The Saints offense mustered a measly 12 points, Alex, against one of the worst defenses in the league. What happened to the Saints offense?
Derek Carr
Turned back into
the ranking. I put him in our top 32.
Yeah.
He went from all pro to middle.
Yeah. What's really annoying is those Shaheed misses. And people can say I'm making it up or it's all in my head, but I swear on everything. If they were playing the Cowboys, he's one hand mossing it in between his legs and making the catch.
I didn't see.
But you're playing
either
the
of those
Eagles,
two.
so you drop it.
I missed part of this game. I think I watched only the fourth quarter.
I watched a lot of it because I had money on it, and Alex continued to screw me. Alex said Saints secondary keeps crushing my heart, so he's blaming the secondary. The defense gave up 15 points. This is not a secondary problem.
Yeah, it's
this
offense.
is your offense being dog shit.
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
They cost me money, so they're on my shit list.
Alvin Kamara wasn't Jesus either.
I'm telling you, man. Decent running backs have the best game of their lives against my team. But luckily for me, I don't care. All right. Do the Eagles have a quarterback problem?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
They have possibly the best running back in the league, possibly the best wide receiver duo in the league, top 10 tight end, top 5 offensive line, yet Jalen Hurts throws 2 picks a game.
Yeah. He's become one of those quarterbacks that it's not a question of will he throw a pick, it's when.
And it's in the red zone most of the time too.
Yeah.
Not even the red zone, in the end zone.
Indefensibly, are you Stevie Wonder throwing that ball? It's so bad. Yes, they have a quarterback problem. He has started to use his legs more lately, which is what he's best at, and really the only thing he's great at. But they most certainly do have a quarterback problem.
Don't worry, when A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith come back, he'll look better just because they're...
Yeah, how long is Devontae out? That looked
It was
bad.
concussion protocol. I don't think they've ruled him out officially for the next week, but that player should be suspended.
That was a pretty crazy
I can't believe you saw Derwin got suspended, right?
Yeah.
But not him.
It's because Derwin has done it repeatedly.
Yes,
for
but
years.
the difference is, I do think Derwin should be suspended, but so should that guy. There's no reason to do that.
Well, I've always said if it's bad enough to throw a penalty, you're deeming that it was illegal. The player who made the penalty,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I don't think
they didn't.
Because technically it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, no,
it's
they
just
didn't.
not needed.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But still, to my point, if there is a penalty, then that player who committed that penalty and injured this guy should miss as much time as that player does.
Yeah.
If he has to miss 3 weeks for a concussion, then that defensive player misses the next 3 weeks as well.
Makes sense, depending on how the circumstances went, but yeah.
That'll be the problem, is some of the calls are bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It'll be targeting, the guy will be out for the year. It's and you just lost your starting safety.
Yeah. I'm never betting on the Saints again. Lesson learned. Texans went to Minnesota. This game, for me, embodies everything that's beautiful about the NFL. A team many thought could be in the running for a top 5
Probably
pick.
top 3 team in the league coming into the week.
This is the Texans?
Yeah.
Right. So the Vikings are a team many thought could be in the running to have a top 5 pick. And they thoroughly dominated a team that was a lot of people's Super Bowl pick. It's truly the league of parity.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Vikings a true contender?
I will say that right now they are. They're 3-0 against good teams, 2 good teams.
Yeah, they beat the Giants.
Yeah, that one doesn't count. So, but they manhandled
Texans
the
and
Giants.
Niners is
Texans. I don't understand the next question, but the Texans have been a good team all year. They've beat good teams, and then
I'll explain it.
Okay, you probably have more deep dive into it, but the defense, man, I'm gonna continue to say it. Brian Flores is insane.
Yeah, he's insane. Next week, looking towards next week, we're gonna every quarter of the season, so every 4 weeks,
Okay.
after week 4, after week 8, so on, we're gonna do a where we were wrong and where we were right kind of segment. And I promise you, the Vikings will be in where I was wrong, because I was dead wrong. They have a ton of talent. They don't even have everyone. Addison's out right now. Hawkinson's out right now. They are for real. If Darnold can keep this play up, man, it might just be the time they finally break through. I hope not. No offense, but
I hope not too. That division's really good. I would like to see my team in the playoffs.
Okay. Main cause for the Texans' inconsistent starts of the season, and where the inconsistency comes from for me is week 1, their defense was awful. Gave up a whole bunch of yards and a whole bunch of points to the Colts, who have now kind of shown that they're not really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2, their defense is great, but their offense can't muster up any kind of points. A game where the Bears couldn't move the ball, somehow the Bears had a chance to win it at the end of the game.
Okay.
And then in week 3, they were awful everywhere.
So you're okay.
So they're inconsistent of they can't put a complete game together.
Got you.
And I don't know the cause for that. I think probably the main culprit is just a lot of new pieces learning to play together.
Yeah.
But they definitely need to get it together. Because I don't think the Jags are good, and we'll talk more about this game later. But if they were to end up losing to the Jags, all of a sudden a Jags team that a lot of people have written off is 1 game behind them with the tiebreaker. So they definitely need to. They can't just coast and think, oh, the Jags are 0-3, we got this kind of deal. Because they definitely need to stay locked in. But I think it'll happen over time as the players have more time together.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with everything. I think the defense will be exactly what it's going to be around week 5, because they have a defensive-minded coach, and all those people are going to have 4 weeks under their belt. The offense, it's just going to come to is how good C.J. Stroud is going to play every week.
Yeah. I still don't think they have a true number 1.
I
think Nico is
I think Nico's
right,
the number 1.
I think he's right there. I think he needs a little bit more time.
But they have 2 elite number 2s.
Yeah. What, in
If
Dell
you-
and
if you-
Diggs?
Well,
Or are you
I'm saying
in my case, Nico?
if you're saying Nico's a number 2, then they have 2 elite number 2s.
Yeah, that's probably true. Moving on, Broncos at Bucks. I watched a little bit of this game.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch a snap.
Bo Nix finally looked like an NFL quarterback. While Baker went Bryce mode and scores a measly 7 points. What happened to the Bucks? I think it's injuries. Their entire secondary is injured.
Aren't they starting a bunch of rookies?
Yeah. Their entire secondary got injured in week 1. They somehow survived, the Lions in week 2. But I think it's mostly an injury thing. And then the Broncos defense just held up, and then Bo Nix was able to do whatever he wanted against a bunch of rookie cornerbacks.
Yeah, he played against his fellow.
Yeah, literally.
The people he just played against in
I
college.
just saw you guys last year.
You don't fool me.
Yeah, that one's quick. We didn't really watch a lot of that one. Packers at Titans. The Malik Willis revenge game went off without a hitch as the Packers went into Tennessee and dominated the mighty Will Levises. And Will Levis did not disappoint, giving us yet another weekly meme. God love you, Will Levis.
Yeah, we love that
You
guy.
coffee mayo drinking son of a gun. Is LaFleur a lock for Coach of the Year?
He's as much as a lock as you can get right now.
I think it's
he's
him
got
or,
2 wins with a backup.
I think it's him or the Vikings coach. I always forget
Kevin
his name.
O'Connell.
Yeah, I think it's one of those two. But winning 2 games with Malik Willis is just absolutely insane work.
And not even just
And you're not winning
him
10-3 either.
Well, you're also not carrying him. He did good. He played good. especially in this last game. First game he kind of just managed. This game he played good.
Yeah. Technically, he did well.
Yes, sorry.
Doing good is like if I help an old lady across the street.
Yeah. He did well, sorry.
Yeah, I think that it's a two-man race right now. Bears at Colts. Caleb finally shows some flashes, but a couple of bad mistakes cost the Bears the game. Are you overall impressed with Caleb's performance?
I do like that he showed a lot. This is the most flashes he's shown, and he actually got the yards up there. He got 2 touchdowns. He just needs to calm down with the mistakes, but that comes with the rookie thing, and that comes with the horrible O-line.
Yeah, the interior of that O-line is really, really bad. I'm overall impressed with it. I really don't like turnovers, but for a rookie, it's going to happen. The issue for the Bears is a lot of people who thought they were going to make the playoffs thought they were going to be 2-1 at this point and not 1-2. So they need to make up a game somewhere. They need to make something happen because they should have beaten the Colts.
100%.
Losing to the Texans is understandable, but they got to beat the Colts. Which leads us to, do we still believe Richardson is an NFL starter?
Yes, because
he just needs more time.
He also needs to stop throwing the ball as hard as he can every play.
Yeah.
Like, he has people
break someone's hand.
He has people within, like, nowhere within 5 yards of his receiver, and he's throwing it 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Also, what is their Shane Steichen? That's his name, right? He made Jalen Hurts a Super Bowl quarterback, and he played good in that Super Bowl. I think he
played well.
You're gonna stop doing that. He played well in that Super Bowl, right? And I think Anthony Richardson is a much more talented player, bigger arm. So I think he can fix him. He just needs more time.
But even Jalen was a better natural thrower of the football.
I'm just saying.
I think he just needs more time, but with those kind of measurables and talent, I think that he can put it together.
With an offensive coach.
Especially with a coach who I think is a good coach. Chargers at Steelers. What began as a potential game of the week ended with a team having negative yards in the second half on offense. Is there any doubt remaining that Fields should be QB1 moving forward?
I have doubt.
You have doubt. But that's because you're a Russ guy.
No, I talked to Chase about this. I said, this is before this last week, but if their offense scored 20...
That's not fair. This is his best game.
I know. They scored 20 points, but the weeks before, no touchdowns. Russ will get you points at least. Like, you know he can get you points. As much as you don't like him, he can throw the ball. He has accuracy, better than Justin Fields. But the legs that Justin Fields has helps a lot. I do think that it should be a competition, though.
I think Fields has it. I think everyone knew that would be my answer. I think Wilson's a bad quarterback. And also, I think Fields could potentially be the guy moving forward. So
I do think that's why I think that there should be a battle.
Yeah, I will see what happens.
But if they're going to continue to win,
the situation like kind of perfectly.
Oh, that's another guy that's definitely in the running of the for coach of the year.
That's true. Tomlin just keeps saying, like, man, Russ is hurt, so right now it's not a question. But once it is a question, we'll figure it out at that point, which fair enough. Dolphins at Seahawks, a true fall from grace from a team that this time last year was hanging 70 on the Broncos. Are the Dolphins punting on the season? If they don't get another quarterback, they are.
Yeah.
Did you see that play before, I believe it was halftime?
You guys were talking about it, but I didn't.
The Seahawks rushed nobody.
Oh, yes, I did. And he threw like 5 yards.
Yeah, Skylar couldn't, he just danced around. She doesn't have the arm strength to throw it 50 yards. Bro, really? He's
Tyler Huntley, come save him.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing Huntley brings you is at least he's mobile. I think the best backup quarterbacks are mobile because there's at least something that they can make happen. But, man, if they don't get a quarterback in there, shoot, call up Kansas City and give them a third-round pick for Wentz. Because this is a team that is right now, because of their cap situation, so you can't wait for Tua to come back in 5 weeks and lose all 5 and be 1-6 on the year.
Yeah, Wentz will get you
so what are you going to do? You're right. I mean, Wentz with those weapons can get you some points.
Yeah.
You just can't keep these quarterbacks.
Wentz can throw that ball 70 yards.
You have to get someone in there. Someone. Call Dallas and get Trey Lance. Someone who can throw the ball.
I like the Trey Lance one because that's, like you said, a mobile guy with a big arm. Let Mike McDaniel.
Right. Do something.
Because Dallas still has Cooper Rush, right?
Yeah,
they'll be fine.
Or if Dallas is hung up on keeping Lance, then ask them about Rush. But you have to do something. You cannot keep that quarterback room, or you will not win a game until 2 weeks.
How do you feel about calling up Atlanta and offering a second for Penix?
Atlanta wouldn't do that. They just
How
used
do
the
you-
top 8 pick on it.
Yeah, but they're not going to play him.
I don't know. I think
Well,
they'd
so
have to,
how about
I
two
think-
seconds, and then maybe like some later picks?
I think they would have to give him a first.
This year's first, you think?
Yeah.
Would
And
you
then
now if you're
Atlanta
Atlanta, what are you doing? Like a first and a fourth.
I would do it. I think they made a mistake. So I would do it and then just hope that it's another top 10 pick.
Okay.
But with how much talent Miami has, that's a really risky
Yeah,
thing
it's
to
not
do.
going to be a top 10 pick.
Oh, I like this one. Panthers at Raiders. Shocker, shocker. Shocker to no one. Bryce Young is out, and immediately the offense returns to Carolina.
Hey, we both
They've
picked
been-
them, so don't get too happy. I
they've
still
been-
picked them.
They had been missing offense for 19 games, and it has finally returned. And the question that we decided to go with, we decided to, as a team to go
No,
with
we
this
didn't.
question. Just how right was Mason? I was so right.
I'll
I've been
get
so
like
right.
8 out of 10. Like you said,
I'll
teams
give it an 8.5.
teams and players and all that play up when a backup comes in or
They
a
do.
new coach.
And when
So I
but-
do want to see another week, but we know Andy Dalton can sling the rock.
But when they're averaging 10 points a game with Bryce, and then all of a sudden they can get 30, I was thinking they would get 20 because of the bump, not 30.
36.
Because they got 47 to 10, and then they scored 3. So with Bryce, they were averaging 6.5 points a game.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was awful. And everybody keeps saying, like, oh, he was really good in college. I understand, right? He was on the best team in the nation with all this talent. And I understand that Carolina is not a great place to succeed. But what can you tell me that he does well?
Who, Bryce?
Yeah.
I don't think he's really good, like great at anything. I think he's
But he's
just
not good
decent.
at anything.
I think he's just good enough at a lot of things, and he played at Bama.
He's just too small.
One thing with that, I just pulled it up. He did play against 2 much tougher defenses than the Raiders, so we can give him that.
Yeah.
But they play the Bengals next week. If Dalton does it, then that would be hilarious.
That would be
His
really
old
funny.
team to 0-4,
Yeah, that would be crazy.
and shows that Bryce is
I mean,
a
at that
bust.
point, the Bengals just aren't a good team. You
Yeah,
lose-
my quarterback ranking, Josh Allen definitely is past Burrow.
yeah, I would
and
agree.
Burrow's
I would probably-
sliding.
I would probably.
Burrow is sliding.
I need to see more from Josh and see if he turns back into the turnover god. But right now, I would agree with that. But Bryce isn't good, and I just that'll be in where I was right when we do that next week.
That's not fair. We don't see him play again.
There's a reason he's not playing. 49ers at Rams in a battle of backups. 2 injury-riddled teams battled it out, and the more talented and less injured team lost. How bad was this loss for the Niners?
Horrible.
I think it was inexcusable.
I think now, well, they're last in the division now.
Mm-hmm.
They're down. So the Cardinals are 1-0 in the division games. Rams are 1-1. Seahawks haven't played one. They're 3-0. They're already back 2 games basically.
Dude, the Seahawks had 3 out-of-conference games to start the year. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to just suck.
That would be awesome.
I know.
No, it was a horrific loss because they immediately were up 14. They were up 14 on 2 separate occasions and 10 at one point. So you had all these, like, you were leading for the entire game.
Super
And
Bowl.
you lost to Matt Stafford and Alex's high school English teacher.
And Kyron Williams.
Playing receiver. It was a mortifying loss. Purdy played well. He did have someone wide open to win the game and didn't see him, but hey.
He also said he also had Randy Moss on his team, so that helps to play
Dude,
well.
what is going... Bro.
You called it.
Dude, it's such nonsense. Did I say that on the pod? Or
No, you said it on mic.
Dude, that's so annoying. So next year, Debo's going to get traded because they just paid Ayuk, but then they're going to put Juwan Jennings in there, and then they're still going to be the Avengers because he's going to be an All-Pro.
And he's a better receiver, I think, than Debo.
I know.
It's
I hope
annoying.
McCaffrey's okay.
I do too, but
I pray on the Niners' downfall.
yeah,
But
McCaffrey is one person on that team I never have hated on.
Yeah.
Or
I don't hate on the ones that are good. The only
Yeah.
player I hate on is Purdy. The
Well,
rest
not
of them,
hate on, but like I think they're overrated. Like I
Yeah.
think Debo's a little overrated, but I like Ayuk. I like McCaffrey. We know
Ayuk's
Purdy's
off to
overrated.
a brutal start.
Yeah, really brutal. I've liked him since college, though.
You liked an ASU player?
No, or
How
since
dare
coming
you.
out of college.
Next question. Can the injury-riddled Rams keep their season alive?
No,
I don't know who they play. I think who they play really...
I mean they play the Cardinals again, who beat them by 30. They play the
Yeah.
Niners again and the Seahawks.
And all of these people got hurt in week
one or two.
Or
Because
two.
Cup got injured in 2.
1, 2, 3,
So,
4, 5.
That could be 2
So like
losses.
let's just say they come back against Seattle.
That's brutal because that defense is gonna hit them.
So the Bears, the
They can
Packers,
win.
the Raiders, and they need to get 2 of those games. And then
I
they
think
need to
it's
go on a run.
they hope for the Bears and Raiders game
Yeah.
because they're gonna probably lose to the Packers. Probably lose.
Well,
to
they'll
the,
beat the Dolphins unless 2 is back, and
Yeah.
then it might be a game. I think it's possible, but it's unlikely, unfortunately.
I think it's just unlikely because the division. They have
their division's tough.
and
Although
they
all
have
of a
a lot
sudden
of-
the Niners suck.
They have early division games too,
Yeah.
so that sucks.
Rest in peace. I hate when that happens to older quarterbacks.
I know.
You're just like,
And he's
wasting
not even the one
of
that got
years.
hurt. Like
I
out of all
know.
of them, you'd expect him.
Right. Moving on, Lions at Cardinals in what many expected to be a track race with a bunch of points. It ended 20-13.
It looked like it was gonna be one after the first 2 drives.
Yeah. What is wrong with the Lions' offense? Goff isn't playing well.
Goff
But
isn't
why
playing.
is he not playing well?
He's not playing great. They don't. I think Laporta isn't getting involved enough, so there's not that second receiving
Yeah.
threat. Because JMO's just
Well,
a deep threat at this
But
point.
JMO has the most receiving yards on the team.
Because he's a deep threat.
Yeah.
And then Amon Ra, he's gonna get his touches now. I think the running game they leaned back into it, which was good. But I don't understand how they don't put up more passing numbers with that secondary.
Yeah. I think that's just the ceiling with Goff, but it wasn't happening last year. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't have an answer for that.
I really do think it's just the involvement of a second receiver, like
Yeah.
as much catches as Laporta was getting.
Right.
think
But
that's
what's
what-
wrong with Laporta?
He dealt with a hammy at the beginning of the year. He also wasn't getting a whole lot of targets, and then this last game, I think it was his ankle, so he's coming in and out.
Oh, okay. So he's banged up, and
Yeah.
Goff is struggling, and fair enough. Can the Cardinals overcome their O-line and lack of defense?
So their O line, I think it was just this game was an issue.
Well,
the
Hutchinson is pretty insane.
Yeah, and he was going against a backup.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're
a
telling
third
that.
string,
Yeah,
basically.
that's
Because
brutal.
the backup actually played well and then ended up getting hurt. That's when Hutch kind of took over.
Yeah.
And then first week, they only started to get pressure when the backup came in. But second week, backup played well because he knew his role. I think the O-line isn't the problem. The defense will be a
And
problem.
you guys just lost someone to the year for the year. I don't know who
Yeah,
it
he
was.
sucked.
He was not good.
So we
Okay.
signed him from the Bears as a defensive tackle, and he's done nothing this year. So
I've
losing
seen
him
that
isn't
happen.
the biggest deal in the world. But the defense has actually been. They're the reason we were in the game.
Yeah. I mean, if you hold a team to 20 with your offense, you expect to win.
Yeah, their defense was very wellly played, and that's not a word. They were played. You got me in my head.
They
now.
played really well.
They played really well. They forced Kyler into just throwing the ball up. Which that wasn't fun to watch. Marv had like 10 targets with 4 catches.
Yeah, I saw that. I love with Marv getting touches. All right, moving on to a game that people watched. Ravens.
They turned it off that first quarter.
I know. Ravens at Cowboys. 3 home losses in a row. Has the Cowboy players ready to fight each other, and the Cowboy fans ready to fight Jerry Jones. Do we still believe the Cowboys will make the playoffs? No. Their schedule's absolutely brutal.
Is it bad?
Yeah, their
Then no, I
schedule's
don't think
really
they will.
bad.
The defense hasn't played good. The
Their
offense
defense
is
has been the
nothing
worst in
outside
the
of
league.
Lamb and Dak,
Right. And even so far this year, Lamb has not been the same as he was last year.
which I think that's a problem with no other weapons.
Right. It's a huge problem. They have no run game. The rookies on the O-line have played okay, but they're rookies. Their defense has been horrendous. They have the best kicker in the league. That's pretty much all they have going for them. They have a head coach on a lame duck deal. They have a defensive coordinator on a lame duck deal, both of them expiring after this year. I think this is going to turn into a season from hell for them. I think they'll end up with like 4 to 6 wins. I think it's going to be
Really?
brutal. They have a really, really hard schedule. And now all of a sudden Washington's an actual NFL team.
Yeah.
Um,
With something that Dallas struggles against.
right. So I think it'll be really brutal.
Yeah.
And
with a tough
in
schedule.
a way, like when you win 12 games, it's like, well, we don't need to change much. We just need to add a little bit. And then you win 12 games again, you stay in that mindset. And then 12 games again, and you just stay in that mindset of we don't have to do a lot. We just need to add a little bit. a season from hell might make them actually open their eyes and realize they need to make some serious changes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, they handled the cap situation on their two highest paid players egregiously.
Is Micah
So they have
getting
no money
paid
to
this
do it.
offseason?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're going to have the highest paid quarterback in the league and two of the three highest paid non-quarterbacks. Meanwhile, you're going nowhere.
Yeah.
They're in a absolutely brutal spot. I think the only two teams that might be in a worse spot are the Dolphins and the Browns, as far as cap space goes, and eventually the Saints. The Saints are...
I feel like they've been in one for 10 years.
Yeah, they've been borrowing from the future for the longest time. But yeah, they're not in a good spot. Did the Ravens prove they are still contenders? For 3 quarters, I thought that they had put it together, but they still have the same problem of blowing leads. The Ravens do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I refuse to believe in
They
them.
blow leads with a bad defense and bad O-line. That's a horrible mixture.
Yeah. So, and people, like, look, I'm not in the defend Dallas mode, but anyone on Twitter saying that Dak, like, only put up numbers in garbage time, it's no longer garbage time when it's 28-25, and if you get one stop, Dallas is getting the ball back and probably going to go win the game.
Yeah.
That's no longer garbage time. Dak actually played pretty well that game, but he definitely needs some blame. If you're down 28-6, like, it's the defense sucking and the offense sucking, so he definitely gets some blame. But it wasn't garbage time stats because he made the comeback. If the game ended up 42-25, then that's all garbage time and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I turned that game off really quick.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I told you I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the graphic. You like that? Derrick Henry stiff-arming
Dude, he was
Kalen
a dog.
Carson. Oh, I remember during week 1 I texted you and said, remember the name Kalen Carson? We're going to talk about him. Since week 1, bro, that man has been lost.
Dude.
And Trayvon Diggs had a 33.6 PFF rating, or Pro Football, PFF ranking.
On Zay Flowers.
It was the worst of his career.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, that's
so,
bad.
It's brutal. Micah hasn't... There's someone on the Cardinals, I don't know his name. He's been on your team for a long time. I saw this on First Things First today, that has, like, 2 tackles for loss, a sack and a half, a forced fumble, like all these things so far, and then they show Micah and he has none of them. Like this no-name player on the Cardinals, meanwhile Micah Parsons, like
You said he has a forced fumble?
something like that. Yeah.
This season? I think I know what you're talking about.
Not he's a white guy too. In case I don't know if that'll help it narrow it down, but it's T.J. Watt has won a game by himself. Like the elite players win games for you, and Micah has not done that. And then he goes on to his podcast or in the post game interview, and he's talking about how everyone needs to be accountable and everyone needs to look in the mirror. Meanwhile, he never once said that he needed to be better. And there's 2 read options on the first drive of the game. It was a 3rd down, and Lamar ran it, and it was Micah's fault for not keeping contained. And then on the first touchdown that Lamar ran, the same thing. So Micah needs to look in the mirror. They all need to look in the mirror.
And he's good. He's up for pay too.
Yeah,
Micah.
And he said that everybody's trying to be Superman when they don't need to be Superman. They need to play together. But when he goes and asks for that contract, he's gonna say, "I'm Superman. I do everything." So it's they're in a brutal spot, and I root for them to win. They're my team, but I no longer care if they lose because I'm just so used to it. Moving on, Chiefs at Falcons, Sunday Night Football. Yet another controversial call results in a Chiefs win.
What was it?
The missed pass interference on Kyle Pitts.
Oh, was there one?
Yeah. Did the Chiefs get bailed by the refs? No, because even if they did call that, first Atlanta still needs to score. But assuming they do, Mahomes has 4 minutes to go and beat you. So
why are we even debating that?
It was have the Falcons outperformed expectations?
No, they've underperformed.
I think their record has underperformed, but their performance is.
I think their
pretty
week 1 performance was bad, but other than that, they've kind of been.
They've got better every week.
Yeah,
I think they have. I think they played the Chiefs really tough.
They played the Chiefs. I was going to say the best, but the Ravens played them really well.
Yeah, but the Ravens are annoying.
Yeah.
Jaguars at Bills, Monday Night Football. What was that? The Bills might have gotten a better fight from the William Reigns Vikings It's a high school team in Jacksonville.
Nice.
Are we out on Trevor being a franchise quarterback?
Once again, I called it. Dude, the Jags things just keep going and going. I nailed that. No, yeah. I've been out on Trevor since last year.
I'm definitely out now.
But, hey, what are you going to do? You just paid him all that money.
Yeah, they're screwed.
Has to be the franchise guy.
The Jags are in a pretty
They
bad
can't
spot.
Daniel Jones him, right?
I don't know how they set that one up.
Yeah, I don't know how they set that up, but
even if they couldn't Daniel Jones him until 2 years after. Yeah, I think they're in a bad spot. I am out. I'm out on it. Are the Bills the best team in the league?
no, because they don't have Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
They're second best.
Yeah, I think they're the second best
I
right
think
now.
I
think they've been the most impressive.
They've played like the best team in the
Yeah.
league. They just don't have the best guy.
Yeah, and you just have to have a natural respect for the Chiefs.
Who did the Bills play week 2?
The Dolphins.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would like
Cardinals.
to say I love how well we played them after watching them do this.
That is true. And y'all should have won that.
Yeah.
Weren't you up like 17-0 at one
Yeah, and
point?
we got 2. I'm not. It's whatever, but we got 2 missed PIs at the last possession. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Commanders at Bengals also Monday night. The Bengals scored 33 points, never punted, didn't turn the ball over, and lost.
To a team that also didn't turn the ball
Yeah.
over.
Truly a mortifying performance by Lou Anarumo's defense. Are the Bengals cooked? I'm reversing the question.
Yeah, you're good. No, just because the Ravens have had a slow start. The Browns suck.
Yeah.
And I still don't trust the Steelers.
Yeah. For the Bengals and Ravens, the best thing that's happened to them so far this season is both of them have struggled.
And it's good that it's not the Browns being the 3-0 team. If it was the Browns, I'd be scared. No offense to any Steelers fans, but I just don't trust them without a top 15 quarterback.
I just need to see them play an actual team.
Yeah.
Like, who did they play? And they were playing an actual team, and it was a good game, and then Herbert got hurt.
Exactly. Like, it was...
They played the Colts.
They could have lost that game.
Ah.
They played the Colts and Bears, right?
They played the Colts this week.
They played the Bears.
They played the Falcons.
That's who
they
it
haven't
is.
played the Bears.
No, it was the Falcons. That's what I'm thinking of.
They played the Falcons.
They
and
played the
then-
Colts like...
I don't know who they played after that.
I'm going to look up their schedule really quick to know which game.
I want to believe in the Steelers, and I like a lot of things about their
I like their
team. I just need to
defense.
see how they play against an actual NFL.
They play the Cowboys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This Jets game, that's the game. Now, if they're undefeated going to the Jets game, I might be believers. But that Jets game is going to be whether or not I think they're actually good.
Yeah, I think your defense isn't going to give up 8 points per game, so I need to see what the offense does when the defense can't, carry them entirely.
Or, sucks to say, but when's the TJ Watt injury coming? Yeah, it happens every year.
It does.
I hope it doesn't happen because he's playing like a monster. And it's not even like a big injury, but say a game he has to miss because of something.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Well,
get
they'll
to
lose.
Yeah, and he's not in the backfield every play.
Right.
Are they going to be able to win that game?
Did Alex, did you show Devin that no Chase had it? That guy's like, who's the Chargers right tackle that they just drafted?
Joe
Alt.
He got deleted.
The way TJ jumped that snap was so crazy.
He's so good at that.
Has Jaden proven Mason wrong?
Yes.
He can't have proven me wrong yet. I said that he's too small to be a long-term NFL franchise quarterback. So this is like a long-term
Yeah,
thing.
but I don't think you knew that he had this throwing ability that he has.
Yeah, I'll hold that one. Yes, Mason. So far, I've been wrong. There, I said it.
Good.
I did it. All right, we're gonna now predict Week 4, starting with the Cowboys heading to New Jersey, not New York, technically. The Cowboys are favored? I think it's
Favored? Yeah.
They're favored by 5.5. Who wins the game?
The Cowboys are going to win.
Yeah,
I might take the spread, though.
I have the Cowboys.
For
I have the Cowboys blowing them out. It's what Dallas.
It probably will, yeah.
Well, Dallas also wins at home, and they don't do that. So, fuck it. I don't know. The Cowboys win. That's all I care about. Well, I don't care. But, as far as the predictions, all I care about is that Dallas wins. Before we continue, what are our records looking like? Or do we do that at the end?
No. So I did forget to ask you this week.
No. Well, here we are.
I forgot to tally them up this week.
That's brutal.
But I know we're probably within a few games of each other, because you were up very big, or I was up very big, and then
I had a good week.
Yeah, I did.
Bengals at Panthers. The Bengals are favorited by 4.5.
Do I dare take the Panthers?
I don't. I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm picking the Bengals.
I would take the spread too.
Yeah.
Saints at Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 1.5.
I'm taking the Falcons.
Me as well. Get an NFL quarterback and then we'll talk.
The Saints are back. Your typical 80-yard touchdown by Rashid Shaheed didn't come this week, so you lost.
Yeah. Dude, you cost me money. You're public enemy number one.
He jumpstarts that offense.
Shaheed, he's the MVP.
I feel like he started both of those games off with with one of his long touchdowns.
That's true. Is that an Apple Pen?
An Apple Pen.
I have an Apple. No, I'm not doing it. Jaguars at Texans. The Texans are favored by 7.
I'll take the Texans.
I have the Texans winning. Broncos at Jets. The Jets are favored by 7.5.
I have the Jets.
I have the Jets. We've picked every game the same. Vikings at Packers. The Packers are favorites by 2.5.
Is Jordan Love back?
I don't know, but I'm picking the Vikings.
I'm taking the Packers.
Oh,
I think Matt LaFleur puts it in pencil that he is coach of the year.
There we go. Steelers at Colts. The Colts are underdogs by 1.5. I have the Steelers. I think that Anthony Richardson is in for a rough game.
I'll take the Steelers.
Rams at Bears. Bears are favored by 2.5.
I'm taking the Rams.
I'm taking the Bears. I don't think I've picked the Bears to lose yet.
Hey, I don't think you have. I'm only taking the Rams because I don't think Stafford's going to... I think he'll capitalize on any Caleb turnover.
Yeah.
So...
I think that the Bears defense is going to rough them up, though.
Yes.
Eagles at Bucks. The Eagles are favorited by 2.5.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I have the Bucks. Patriots at
-10.
49ers. -10.
Oh my god.
I have the Niners, and I would pick them to cover. The Patriots are awful.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners.
Commanders at Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 3.5. So let me just say this. I'm picking the Cardinals. I need this to be a high-scoring game. I picked up Daniels in fantasy, and I have Marv. So I need it to just be, like, bombs away
This
everywhere.
one, I think it's either a high-scoring game or the Commanders get killed.
Get killed?
Yeah.
Coming off the high of, like, their great
Well, no, just
performance.
because their defense is awful. Like, they don't have anything going for them on defense, and the Cardinals have both phases of
I need it to be a shootout. But you have the Cardinals winning?
Yeah.
Chiefs at Chargers plus 8.5. I think the spread's like that because they're assuming Herbert's not going to play.
Healthy or not, I'm taking Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs. Now, whether or not I would take if Herbert's playing, I would take the Chargers side of that spread.
Yes.
Browns at Raiders. Raiders are underdogs. Wow. The Browns are favored by 1.5.
And I'm taking the Browns.
I have the Browns as well. Bills at Ravens. Ravens favorites by 2.5.
What? Why?
It's in Baltimore.
I don't care.
So they're saying that at a neutral site, because usually home field's worth 3 points. At a neutral site, the Bills would be favored by a 0.5 point, so it would be a pick 'em at a neutral site.
Well, I'm taking the Bills.
I haven't taken the Bills as well, but also that means that they are saying that the Bills at home would be favored by.
Dude, the Titans are so awful.
Titans at
They're
Dolphins.
only favored 1.5
that's really
against that team.
Titans at Dolphins. The Titans are favored by 1.5. I have the Titans. The Dolphins.
If they start Skylar Thompson again, I have to take the Titans.
Seahawks at Lions. Lions favored by 4.5. I got
the Lions. Yeah.
So we almost picked the exact same.
I think the only difference was
there was a few.
The Eagles and Bucks, and then
the
Rams
Vikings, Packers.
Bears, Vikings, Packers.
So there's 3 there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to go 3-0 on those, and then I'm sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Because the other ones we either tie or, yeah.
After this, we'll get the record set up, so I can from last week.
So that's good. We're gonna move on to Masino. We're coming off of a brutal week where I went 0.
I hope nobody listened.
I went 0-3. Okay, to be fair, when I said the whole Burrow thing, I was right about that. If you would have went and hammered his overs, you would have made back your money from Sunday.
Yeah, I was. Oh no, we'll get into that. Go ahead.
That was brutal. Anyway, my week 4 bets. I'm taking the Bengals. Minus 4.5. I think they're gonna beat up. I think they're gonna beat up on the Panthers. I'm taking the Jags +7. I think that the Jags are gonna show some fight. I think the Texans will win, but I think it'll be close. It's a division game. And I got the Bucks +1.5 because I think they're gonna win outright.
I like 2 of those bets. I don't like the Jags bet.
That's fair.
I think coming off this week only scoring 7, like, multiply that by like 6. That's what they're about to put up. The Texans, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really put that into my calculations that the Texans just got mollywopped.
Yeah.
So,
They might be a little mad, just a little bit.
We'll see. So that's Bengals -4.5, Jags +6.5, Bucks +1.5. If you're gonna bet it, shop around the Jags line because +7 is huge, so that you can get the hook. But if I would bet it at 6.5, I would love it at +7. Okay, we're adding a new segment. You can get to our outro screen. There's no thing for it. It's called Monday Morning Headline. The goal of this is to be as kind of cringy and punny as possible. And every single week, we each are going to make one, and Alex is going to decide who wins that week for that headline, who created the best
He knows
headline.
my headline.
Oh, he doesn't know mine yet.
Okay.
So mine is, ooh, that one hurts. Bucks topple Eagles as Jalen throws 2 picks. Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Got him. All right.
First is the worst. Second is the best. Talking about the drafted quarterbacks the last 2 years.
Okay, bro.
Jaden Daniels and C.J. Stroud have outperformed the first drafted quarterback in their respective draft class.
But how does that pertain to this particular week? Are they playing each other?
No, because Jaden Daniels just went off.
Oh.
Yeah, and I just threw Stroud in there because it happened.
Gotcha.
Because Bryce Young sucks compared to him.
So that would have been better for last week, because then you would be predicting something. You're supposed to be predicting.
I thought it was a recap.
No, you're looking into the future.
That's
That's why I said Bucks topple Eagles. Like, I'm looking
Oh, I didn't
forward.
see that part. Because I saw the text, but I was at work when I saw it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just a recap.
You're, like, trying to create a Monday morning headline for what happens
Got
this
you.
weekend. Like, you're making a prediction. So I'm 1-0, because he didn't do it. Unless you can come up with one on the fly.
Let's look. No, yours sucked.
I can see that in the newspaper. Oh, that one hurts.
Dude, I have another good one. I want to share another one just because I'm really punny.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to take one from you potentially, so.
There's no way you'll take it. I don't even know if I could come up with one.
Okay. Ready? Hold on. Where is it? Who did the Saints play? Okay. Ready? Car crash. Falcons beat Saints as Carr throws yet another
Dude,
interception.
you just stole mine.
No way!
I'm just kidding.
You like that one. I wonder if I can keep going.
Devin wins by default.
All right.
I got you. Listen to this.
Okay.
Willie make another meme. Will Levis sucks and loses the game against Skylar Thompson.
Willie.
Yeah.
I like that. I still win because he wasn't prepared.
Why you gotta say that when
When you say Willie.
I didn't even realize I did that. So that'll be a fun one.
I think
Once
I won.
Devin starts doing it right.
I
You
did.
cheated.
I cheated, but then I came up with Willie
Alright,
and
who
who did
wins?
this.
Mason wins.
But he
That
said
one.
Derek Carr.
That one hurts. All right. Ooh, that one hurts. Come on, bro. That was good aim. Okay. Last thing we're going to do today. So we get a ton of comments. And by a ton, I mean like a few. I'm going to
Like
read.
3.
Yeah. I'm going to read a couple comments and we're going to react to what you guys have to say. And I'm going to go to last week's pod, obviously, and see what people had to say. Kind of take credibility. Chase Heverly, 8656, said, Chris Boswell equals greatest current kicker in the league. I think he's close, but
He's in the running, but I would take
Aubrey.
Kaimi and Fairbairn and Brendan Aubrey.
Dude, did you see Aubrey just broke the Cowboy record? He had a 65-yarder in that Ravens game.
No, I didn't.
Crazy. Sean Webner 4400 said, and he quoted me. He said, "I don't want Sean to be right about Caleb." True. I don't want you to be right about him. Chase Hev said, Myles Garrett no doubt disappears in games. Last 6 games of last season, he finished with 1 sack. How do you disappear for almost the whole second half of the season and you win deep way? He's a Steelers fan, so I can understand his saltiness on that. I think that defensive players have like a gravity to them.
Yeah, dude, we literally saw that clip last year. Players following him around the defensive line.
But I didn't know that, so that's a good point. So Garrett kind of, maybe that's what's happening to Micah. I mean, that's almost like a Micah, like a defending Micah take that he put
that's
on that.
that's what it was. Well, no, I think it was a more showing T.J. Watt's the best defender in the league.
I think that's more of what he did. But if
Yeah.
you can spin it multiple ways. Bando1610 said, fun fact, Josh Allen is one of 2 quarterbacks with 0 thrown picks. The other quarterback, you may ask, Justin Fields.
Yeah, look at the replies because that's a wrong fact.
False, he's the only 2-0 quarterback with 0 picks.
Those two are at that point they were the only 2-0 quarterbacks with no picks.
Who were the other ones that you were kind of referencing with that
Kyler.
response? Kyler. The difference is Josh Allen is asked to carry his team, and Justin Fields is just asked to be like on the bus.
He's asked to get into T.J. Watt's backpack.
Yeah. And now a Bryce Young comment somehow. Once again by Chase Hev, I feel it's unfair to say Bryce Young is a bust, but Brock Purdy is only good because who is around him. Are you a product of your environment, or is quarterback play solely based on their skill no matter where you are? If Bryce Young is in Brock Purdy's position, is he still the biggest bust in league history? Or is Purdy in the league if his shot was on the Panthers rather than the Niners? I don't think so. If you're taught how to play in the NFL by bums, you'll probably end up being a bum, no matter your talent level in a grown man's league, everyone who makes the league has the skill it takes to succeed, but some players learn faster or are in a better position to learn based on the team, i.e. Stroud, Purdy, or Mayfield.
Yeah, I agree. But so
my thing with Bryce is that like you can say all that, but tell me what he does well. Like tell me why he deserves another opportunity, because even the quarterbacks who struggle the most, like averaging 6.5 points per game, like come on, right? And then Andy Dalton comes in with the same talent around him and gets 33. Right? Like, if Andy Dalton came in and got 17, and 17 was just enough to win, like, maybe I'll start listening. But
I think that Bryce is a bust in the sense of first overall pick. But what does Purdy do well?
His processing speed is really good. That's pretty much, and at this point, he's shown that he scrambles decently.
Yeah, but I think Bryce is a better scrambler though.
Maybe
or about the same. I'm saying that because their talent levels aren't that different.
There's just nothing that you've seen through watching Panthers games, albeit don't watch a lot of them.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that you've seen that says, oh yeah, he's good at this. Like you can have the idea of like, oh yeah, Bryce is a good scrambler, but based on what?
Yeah, no,
Bryce
I didn't
is a
say
good
he's
this,
a good
but based
scrambler.
on what?
Yeah.
So those are the comments for this week. Promised a loaded show. I hope we delivered. If you guys ended up enjoying this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Send the video to your mom. Turn notifications on so you know when the videos come out. Be the first to watch Transition Takes. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Put more comments. We're going to do that every week. So the more comments there are, the more stupid you can make us look, and the more we can react to maybe something stupid you said. Those have been your Transition Takes for the week. Peace.
Later.